Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday, and I hope that your weekend has started well. Maybe some of you have been watching the tennis, of which there was the women's final today, men's final tomorrow, but yeah, they managed to finish it all on time. Thankfully, even though the weather here has been a bit crazy, but not in a heat wave kind of way, and that's pretty much the whole of Europe is going through that at the moment. We've just got extreme winds happening at the moment, but it doesn't seem to be too bad, and the heat isn't too bad, but I do have the air conditioning unit on at the moment, obviously very far away, and I know that some of you did ask for pictures of my Apollo 13 attempt on the air conditioner, but I haven't uploaded a picture. I did take a picture, but I haven't uploaded it, so you'll have to wait for in the future for that. Not that it's really worth waiting for, it just does look like a very poor attempt at trying to do a bit of home DIY. Anyway, let's see who's in that chat room tonight, and I can see that the camera's been doing the high contrast thing. When I did this earlier and then went back to normal lighting, but then it gradually goes dark again. I don't know why that is. If it goes dark again, we're just going to have to deal with it for the live stream as we normally do. But let's get into that live chat room and see who is in the house tonight. We have Corey, Bonnie, and Kanban, Vince, the FTM22, Tranter of the North, Cindy, Julesy, Terry, Mary, V, Annika, Blind Snipers, and they've gone through too quickly. But I did see Karen go through there as well, and in the last live stream I didn't mention that it was Karen's birthday, and I'm not sure whether it was the day of the stream or whether it had been the previous day, but anyway, I hope Karen you had a fantastic day, and I didn't spot the messages unfortunately. There were lots of people asking me to say happy birthday, but I just didn't see them until after the live stream. So we will be having a picture that Karen has sent in a little bit later on in Picture Corner. And last time in Picture Corner, I actually ended too early. We still had a couple more pictures to go, but I didn't see them on the screen. So we'll get through those tonight. And I do have some other pictures that have been added. So it's going to be quite a large Picture Corner for tonight, or at least the duration of looking at the pictures will be a little bit longer than normal. And what we do have is a rollover from the last live stream for the Phil Jam. So let's get the lights goal up on screen, because that's always important to know what we're aiming for. It is set at 325, and we're going to be having Phil Jam number 23 if we make it to that number by the end of the live stream. So as you come through the door, if you can hit that thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. And in terms of getting the likeometer up on screen, something that happened, and now I'm getting red things popping up everywhere, which are warnings saying that it's got performance issues, but sometimes when it says that, it doesn't actually mean anything, and the stream's still going on. So I've learned to kind of ignore those. But anyway, just before I started the live stream, it said, error, something's happened, please try again later. And this is through YouTube. So I thought, well, hang on, I want to live stream. So I was trying to start the live stream, but it wouldn't let me until I refreshed everything, and then it was okay after that, which was good. But anyway, yes, getting the likeometer up on screen. Let me find the screen capture, centralize it, and get it on screen. We are at 172 likes so far, and I'll just move it up a little bit so we can see it a bit more clearly. Maybe slightly over that way. 174. It just goes over 2. So we've had a bit of a spike of the likes early in the live stream, which is great to make a good start, but we need to try and keep it going. Obviously, we have to wait till other people come into the live chat room and for them to spike the likes, but good start. Thank you guys for doing that. If you haven't done that yet, that would be great if you could hit that thumbs up. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. So a huge shout out to them. As always, their names go across the bottom of the screen throughout the live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday, and tonight is no different, of course. So yeah, big shout out to my patrons for all of your support and just giving me videos to play on the live streams and suggesting the cover videos. Tonight it is between The Boys Are Back in Town and Just Got Lucky. So those are the two cover videos that you have to choose between tonight. So have a vote for that in the live chat room, and whichever one of those you want to hear, make sure you click on it. At the moment, it's The Boys Are Back in Town in the lead with 60% of the vote. So we'll see if that'll get reversed or not by the time we get to the cover video section of the live stream later on. Right, I always say you don't have to donate, just watching is great. Maybe hitting the thumbs up, leaving a comment, all that kind of stuff. Which just reminds me, literally before we went live, I had a troll comment that was something like, roll on the floor laughing, or a British guitarist or something from one of my very old videos, saying, you don't play guitar, you just steal other musicians' money or something like that. And I just replied, as I normally do, with a link to my website, which has got obviously my music on there and quotes from different people talking about me and my music and my guitar playing. But I did mention to that person that you don't get anything for featuring other people's copyright content. They take the ad revenue. So every video that I do, the copyright owners get the ad revenue for my videos. And this is something I think that especially trolls seem to not understand. Or I suppose you can't really expect somebody who is a troll and leaves comments like that and obviously spends their time doing that rather than researching what happens on YouTube. They don't realize that you don't make any money from doing it. My analysis videos, for example, the ad revenue goes to the copyright owners, but they don't know this. They just assume, I don't know what they assume, that I'm getting lots and lots of money, like hundreds of thousands of dollars because I'm featuring everybody else's music. It doesn't make sense to try and do that. That's what copyright is all about. And that's why, as you'll know from if you watch any other videos or channels who do an analysis based thing on music, they're always talking about copyright claims and copyright blocks, which are always things that you get, even though you might spend, like with me, between 6 and 12 hours on each video. That is just time that you put into the video. You don't get anything back for that time. It's just something that I do to try and help people understand things, and especially when people request a particular video, as every one of my videos is requested, I'm answering that person's question so that when they watch the video, they're hopefully getting an answer to their question. And yeah, that's just the reason for the videos. Not if I was trying to make money out of YouTube, this certainly isn't the type of video to be making. You need to be making videos that include copyright free music, and generally that's never going to be anything that you've heard of. It's all just stuff that people release and then get a flat rate for from a particular company and then just put out on YouTube. So they're not like pop songs or any songs that you hear in the charts, which is pretty much what we're looking at all the time. So it doesn't even fall under that category. But if I was looking to make lots of money, or attempt to, on YouTube, I'd do what everybody else does, which is put clips from lots of other shows, even though this is still a breach of copyright, but everyone seems to do it on YouTube. They put, this is the other thing, that you get the thumbnail images where you have a famous celebrity and then like a picture of something else in a circle, and you can see that this video's got millions of views, but then it's nothing to do with the thumbnail. They're just getting you to click on it, and people then realize when they go on the video, oh, this is nothing to do with the thumbnail or the title of the video, and it's just effectively like a scam on YouTube that people run with their thumbnails. So this is another thing about my videos, is if I wanted views, I would make ridiculous thumbnails that are nothing to do with the video. But as you know from my thumbnails, it's a screenshot of the video with the artist's name and then the song that I'm analysing. So even then, I'm not really doing the whole clickbait thing and pretending to be something that it's not. Everybody knows that it's going to be an analysis video on that particular artist and that song. So anyway, just reminded me before we went live, literally just a few minutes before I saw that comment. So yeah, they don't understand how it works on YouTube, but this is why they should spend more time doing research and learning about things than commenting on videos they don't like. Well, just watch videos you do like. If you don't like a video, I can't imagine myself staying and spending even more of my time commenting on a video that I don't like. If I don't like something, I'll just move on to something else and then think, oh, I either like this next video or not, and if I don't like that, I'll move on to another one. So not that I spend a lot of time hopping around YouTube, but that's generally how it usually works with people. You don't spend loads of time on things that you don't like, but it seems trolls do seem like to do that. Anyway, getting into the donations that I do say you don't have to make, but thank you guys. To those of you that do donate, of course you don't have to, but I do get this donations tab on the screen because for the people that can't resist it, between 35 and 45% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal, and there's a PayPal link in the description below if you want to do things that way. But yes, you don't have to donate. First of all, the first person to donate was Paul in the super chat window, and this is $5. So thank you for that, Paul. And it just feels a bit funny to say you don't have to donate, and the first donations come in. But as you guys know, I do appreciate every single donation, but every single viewer as well. Just getting involved, especially on the live streams. It's great to get involved with you guys in a live setting rather than just offline, effectively during the comments that I go through in the comment section of the videos, because I do make my way through all of those. But thank you, Paul, for this $5 donation. And the message is, please spike those likes, all y'all. Catch up crew for me, probably. Everyone have fun tonight in this happy place, thanks to Phil. Hey, Orlando, with a smiley face, so thank you for that. And then Orlando's donated $2 and says spike the likes with some thumbs up, so thank you for that. And Tortordo Porco then came in with a $2.79 donation, 79 cents donation. Thank you for that. And the message is, what shampoo and conditioner do you use? That's a good question. So I tried, Kevin linked me to the thicker and fuller hair shampoo that used to be really good, and then they changed the formula and then it just wasn't very good. So I tried that, I don't know, maybe a few months ago, but yeah, didn't seem to work. And the other shampoo that I'm using at the moment is because I was on one of these things where you order a particular shampoo and you can sign up to effectively like subscribe to it. So every few months they send you another 3 bottles of shampoo. So I just signed up to that because I thought, well, then I don't have to worry about ordering it. But the only problem was that they were sending me more and more shampoo and I wasn't getting through it as quickly as I should have been. So it meant that I think I had 6 bottles extra and I had to say to them, look, stop sending me shampoo, and I just cancelled the subscription. So I'm working my way through those, and I think it's called Scandinavian Biolabs, maybe something like that. It's got that kind of sound to it. So that's the shampoo I use. They do have this other conditioner that I use, but I don't use that. I just use the shampoo. The conditioner I didn't really like for some reason. And they have this other stuff that you rub into your head, which I assume is kind of like minoxidil, but yeah, I don't use that either. So the thing that I just ordered was the shampoo, and I got too much of it. But then once I've used up that shampoo, I'll look into any other shampoos. I'm always open to trying new things. But my hair seems to be okay at the moment, so I don't know whether I should just stay with what I have, because I guess if you change, then your hair could get either thinner or even fuller. I think it's probably quite a good balance between the two at the moment, even though my hair is quite long at the well, this time. I haven't had a haircut in quite a few weeks, which I need to organise, but I will do that at some point. I can still just about see what's going on. So there you go. It's, I think, Scandinavian Biolabs. It's called something like that, which of course makes sense with my link that I have to Norway being a part, well, the reason my name is spelt with an F in the first place, because yeah, I have that family link through my grandmother on my dad's side. My dad's mum was from Norway, so there you go. Probably why it maybe works with my hair, who knows. But anyway, thank you for that. Totoro Porco, Orlando's donated again $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, many bands from Rush to the Red Hot Chili Peppers started as cover bands. Does that make them song thieves? Of course not, in brackets. So thank you for that. And everyone starts with covers. Every band ever since ever has started with covers, even the biggest bands of all time. And I always mention that about the Beatles starting out playing covers and then getting their original material then into the set. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Bill has donated $10. Thank you for that, Bill. And the message is, just for being the best at what you do. Thanks, Phil. So thank you for that, Bill, and the kind words. And it just reminds me of something else that somebody said. And they said, and it always kind of makes me laugh when people say what you need to do is, as if what I'm doing is just crashing and burning and I've got to change something about the way that I do things. And that's what I've always said from the beginning. I just do the things the way that I do them, and that's the best way to do anything, whether it be making music or doing any kind of art. Just doing it the way you do it is the most reliable way of doing it. And this person said, you need to do your videos more like, and it was another YouTuber who's got a very big channel. But then I said to them, but then I'd be trying to copy what they're doing rather than giving the knowledge that I have. It is impossible to give the knowledge that somebody else has on a performance, because that's their knowledge, whereas I apply my knowledge to the performances, which obviously is going to be totally different because this other channel doesn't get into vocals, and that's something that I spent a long time learning how to sing and going through different courses, learning about the voice. So if I was then trying to do it a different way, it wouldn't work. So this is the thing, just do it the way that you do it. But thank you, Bill, for those kind words. And Elaine has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Elaine, and it's a straight up donation. And then Marsha has donated $10 under that. And the message, or should I say the picture, is a cat laughing on its back. I think that's what it's supposed to be. So thank you for that, Marsha. There have been some donations over on PayPal as well, so I will get into those. So thank you guys for those donations. I'm going to see if I can get this comment thing working that I've had before. Let me see if I can connect to that. Maybe click on that box and see if anything shows up. Maybe it's not going to work, because sometimes I have the option of showing people's comments on the screen, but when they go through so quickly, it is quite difficult to grab them. But anyway, I've noticed the 244 likes so far. And 25 minutes past 11 here in the UK. So we've made a bit of a start, and quite a good start. 245. So quite. And does that mean we're looking for 80 more likes? Maybe. I'm not sure whether that's correct or not. It's just a number that my head threw out there. So 80 more people we're looking for to hit that thumbs up. We will see how we get on. But let me quickly jump into that PayPal window, because we had one that came through from Amy, a donation of £5. So thank you for that, Amy. And that was a straight up donation on Thursday at 10:33 in the morning. And let me have a quick skip to the next one. Roseanne donated £5. Thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, is there any song that causes you to laugh the moment you hear it? So thank you for that. And not that I can think of. I can't remember ever just laughing at a song. I generally start listening to the song, and if I'm analysing it, I'm analysing the song pretty much regardless, whether it's a light-hearted song or a more serious song. So I can't say that I've ever laughed at a particular song. Maybe you guys have songs that you find very funny. Probably some of my early songs that I wrote when I was in my teens or late teens, I'd probably laugh at those if I was to hear them back. but nothing that I can think of at the moment. Thank you for that, Roseanne. And the next one came through from Nicole for £12.65. So thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, hello, Phil. In my country, it is a heat wave in the south of France. I hope England is spared. We stay cool by watching music and your channel. Good weekend and health. Kisses and rock. So thank you for that, Nicole. And yeah, crazy temperatures going on in Italy as well. I've seen that there's been warnings there, and they're handing out water, like the Red Crosses. So yeah, just crazy temperatures, but they've said that this is what we've got to get used to over not only this year, but in the following years, because last year I think we had the hottest June of all time, and then this year is now the hottest June again of all time. But what they were saying in Italy is that the hot spells are now lasting, whereas they did for maybe a week previously, it's now 4 weeks. So the temperatures are just sticking around for even longer. And I know that over in the USA that it's been really hot over there in places. So yeah, just dangerously hot, but we were warned of this. Unfortunately, yeah, it's something that humans are going to have to try and reverse somehow. And when I say somehow, we know how to do it, but unfortunately the economy and government and all of that kind of stuff are relying on the money that things bring in that unfortunately make a lot of carbon dioxide and release it into the atmosphere. So yeah, the other thing is like electric cars. I've got an electric car, so yeah, I'm trying. I don't really drive a lot, and that's the reason that I've got an electric car, is that I thought I'm not somebody who obviously has to commute to work or drives kind of an hour or two a day. So it's just for the small journeys that I have to do, which will be local. So yeah, I've got an electric car, but even owning one, you realise how the infrastructure for, say for example, overnight, everyone changed to an electric car. There's no way everybody will be able to charge them because there aren't charge points. And yeah, it's something that the government, I know that if they just put their foot down and said, right, we're going to change things, then they would be able to. But it's balancing, changing, and making the money. And that's always, I think that's probably going to be the end of humanity, is this money thing that we invented. the irony of it, that we're literally shackled by the thing that we invented, these little coins, these little gold coins that then turned into notes and now turned into numbers on the screen. So yeah, unfortunately that's just the way life is. We've got to try and figure out a way to make things work so that we can have money and exchange goods and all that kind of stuff, but not at the expense of the planet, because yeah, that's obviously counterproductive. Because if the humans aren't living anymore and we wipe ourselves out, then what was the say, yeah, but I've got a lot of money in the bank. Yeah, everyone's dead on the planet because it's just overheated, but there's still a lot of money left in the banks for whoever's now coming along, which will be nobody. Maybe dinosaurs will come back in a few million years, who knows. Anyway, or the earth will just reset. I think that's probably what is supposed to happen. So anyway, thank you for that. It's very easy to get political about all these kinds of things, but we try and avoid politics during the live streams. But sadly, it's something that is linked to the crazy temperatures that we're seeing. Thank you, Tammy, as well, for this £10 donation through the PayPal window. And the message is, hi Phil, how many hours a week, or how many hours a day or week do you practice playing your guitar and singing? So thank you for that. And not enough, or at least not as many as I'd like to spend with my guitar. I have my Tanglewood Nevada, which is my first ever electric guitar, and that's always on cool. If I do have a spare 5 or 10 minutes and something's on TV, generally I'll play guitar and watch TV at the same time, because a lot of guitar is muscle memory, so you just kind of get used to the fretboard again, just work your way through it. But I'm not really into just sitting down and practicing the same runs over and over again, and doing our sweep picking, arpeggios, all that kind of stuff, because I don't then feel the need, or I don't ever go there mentally and musically when I'm then playing over a backing track or something. I don't instantly, or I can't think quickly enough and nobody can, to sweep pick an arpeggio, because you've got to know, first of all, the key of the song, and it's all kind of pre-planned, whereas I'm not really into playing like that. I'd rather just kind of shoot from the hip and see what happens, rather than having all the changes laid out and go through all the arpeggios that I've learned previously, because then it's just like reciting notes with muscle memory rather than kind of singing through your guitar. But anyway, as for singing, I mean, singing is always something that I want to get better at, and I have practiced more recently, but still not, hours and hours a day, probably only kind of half an hour a day. But the problem that I've got with my voice is just being able to access the different parts of it, because my voice, I'd love to be able to do falsetto, but my voice doesn't do falsetto. I can just get high notes, which everyone thinks is falsetto, when you use your head voice and then put air through it. And everyone says, oh, even on my videos, they've said, love your falsetto. But I'm not doing falsetto. I'm just going, like that, which sounds like falsetto, but that's my head voice. I can't do falsetto. I just imitate it if need be. So I do kind of have that option. But by doing that, if I'm going, I can bring that head voice down into my chest voice. Which is the disadvantage of falsetto. You can't do that because your voice would break. The vocal cords split apart when you come out of that falsetto, and you sound kind of like a cow, if you can imagine that. I don't know whether it's kind of going, you get that. Actually, a donkey, that sounded more like. So anyway, that's the kind of thing that happens. And again, I can't do falsetto, so I'm kind of simulating the sound. But as for, my voice, trying to get into my mixed voice as well, that's something that doesn't come naturally to me. So I spend most of my time trying to get into my mixed voice and kind of hitting that point between chest voice and head voice, because at the moment I pretty much go chest voice, and the higher I get, I then go a bit of head voice. And I know that's then classed as a mix, but I know that it's not like a true mixed voice, where you should be able to extend to your highest note to your lowest note, all the way through your range, up and down, without any strain. And that's the important point, is that balance of airflow that is like the holy grail. And because I didn't start singing when I was a kid, I've got to try and learn all this second hand and change things that I'm doing and try and feel, what's going on with my vocal cords. So it is a bit of a struggle. So I do try and I practice singing more than I practice guitar, because I know that guitar's easy. You just push down the note and then it happens. Whereas, vocal cords are a little bit more difficult to control. So thank you for that, Tammy. And Liz has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Liz. The message is, catch up crew for me. Spike the likes, y'all. So thank you for that. Great idea. 278. So we are getting there. If you could hit that thumbs up, that would be much appreciated to get us to our target, which is a rollover fill jam from the last live stream. It's number 23 that we are going to be attempting tonight if we get to that target of 325. So we will see. Right, let's keep in the PayPal window, because Joe has donated £5. Thank you for that, Joe. And the message is, we'll miss the live stream. So here's a message to the wingers. I did not slave over a hot fretboard evaluating backing tracks for them to sit on the server. Hit the thumbs up or no jams for you. So thank you for that, Joe. Great idea. Joe has spent so long putting together a playlist of backing tracks, and last time we didn't get to actually play along with the backing tracks. So yes, Joe is urging everybody to hit that thumbs up as well, but hopefully we will get there. The other thing that will be rolling over from last time is the wah-wah pedal that everyone voted for. So we will be having some wah-wah, even though it's more difficult because I've got the Mustang amp plugged in at the moment. It's more difficult using the wah-wah there because I have to use all my body weight to turn it on and turn it off, because it's a crybaby. So I mean that's the name of the wah-wah pedal, by the way, if you don't know. So you have to lean forward and use all of your weight. When you're sitting down, it's nigh on impossible to do that because you're supposed to be standing up. Obviously when you're playing live, 2 people, you'll be standing up. But for this, I'm sitting down. If I was to stand up, then I would disappear and you'd probably just see my arms. So yeah, it wouldn't be particularly interesting, especially for those who were interested in looking at the fretboard. But anyway, Orlando's donated $2 again. Thank you for that in the messages. I wanted to drop a thumbs up from my other account, Spike. So thank you for that. And another donation straight afterwards of $2 from Orlando saying, I must start work shortly. Catch up crew awaits. So thank you for that. And if you guys are watching this in the future, you can hit that thumbs up. In the future, it really does help this channel to grow and to get out there a little bit more. So yes, if you are a Facebook user, you can head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group. You can join in with that group if you want to and join in the conversation with all of those lovely people in the live chat room between the live streams. And Bob hosts the after party over there as well if you guys want to join in with that after the live streams. So let me just get into the PayPal window because Debbie has donated £10. Thank you for that, Debbie. The message is, hi Phil, love the locomotion analysis. That was last night, if my memory serves me correctly. What 80s artists do you feel were underrated? And what 80s artists do you feel were underrated? You're amazing. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And I would have to say, Winger, because obviously I'm a fan of Winger, but I know that they were 1989, so they still do count because it's 1980s, but they didn't get the coverage that the other bands did during the 80s, especially the bands like, Guns N' Roses, the mainstream kind of crossover bands who had that, hard rock sound, but that was just the sound at the time. It was cool to kind of be into Guns N' Roses, and especially, having songs on movies as well, which is something that definitely helped them with Terminator 2, for example. That was just a huge movie, but having You Could Be Mine on there, just affiliated and on that soundtrack was great. It suited the movie as well, so that's another part of it. So yeah, I'd say Winger would be the band that I would say were most underrated. I think probably because in the media, as I understand it, I think it was Beavis and Butthead or something, where they make a joke, or they had a joke about Winger or Kip Winger, something like that. So it meant that they weren't seen as one of the cool bands. So therefore, they were given or dealt a bit of a harsh deal at that time. So I think on that side of things, again, it's a really difficult thing where there's a very public and popular show that is branding your band or your music as uncool, and you'll always get people that jump on that bandwagon and think, oh, if it's not cool, I'm not going to listen to it and all that kind of thing, and then they join in with saying it's not very cool. And yeah, I think, well, it's just music, so judge it how you want to. Don't if you like the music, great. If you don't like it, then move on to a band that you do like. So yeah, that is who I would go with. So thank you for that, Debbie. I think a lot of people would have already predicted that answer anyway. And there have been some more donations. It is Shauna who's donated £2.76. So thank you for that. And that is a straight up donation without a message, but thank you for that, Shauna. And Rebecca has donated £10. Thank you for that, Rebecca. The message is, so glad to hear you had a good consult with the physio this week. Praying for your full recovery to all the things you want to do. Thanks for the little Eva analysis. Still dancing to it with a smiley face. Yes, thank you for that. But that analysis video, I did say in the title that it's one of those songs that gets stuck in your head, and like all day yesterday, unfortunately, it's going through your head all the time. And what I tend to do is, if I'm making a cup of tea or something, I'll be singing a song and I'll be singing the locomotion without even realizing I'm doing it. And that's the thing about a great song, a great hook, a great melody, is that it sticks in your head. And even if you're not a fan of that particular song, it's part of my childhood, so I've always got kind of a soft spot for it because I remember it as a kid. And it was more specifically the Kylie Minogue version that I heard when I was younger. But you still get it stuck in your head. And I'm sure people that aren't a big fan of that particular song, you can't do anything to get it out of your head as much as you might want to. So yeah, it just assigns a great melody and something that is so hooky, it literally gets stuck in your head and hooked in your head. So thank you for that. Oh yeah, and with the physio, quick update about that, and I will keep this quick. Went to a physio for my arm, which is something that I injured the tendon a couple of years ago almost now. It's getting close to a couple of years. But during that time it was COVID, so I couldn't see anybody about it, couldn't see a doctor. The doctors put me onto a physio who then spoke to me on the phone, and I had to describe it, so there was no process that we went through in order to find out exactly what was wrong. Anyway, the physio that I saw said that, yeah, it did seem like my initial injury, which has taken about a year to recover, was damage to the tendon. And she put me through different tests and, exercises where I had resistance and, used my wrist to try and push in one direction, then the other direction, and then up and then down, and then slightly more with the arm and my bicep and everything. So I went through a little bit of resistance there, and she said, yeah, the tension is going through the tendon fine, so she thinks that has healed, which is great, but the joint is so weak, and because I just haven't used that arm to do anything. And I now realize, and I just say to her that because of the damaged tendon, when it was healing, and say for example I'd do something that would then damage it again, and it would take another 2 months maybe to recover to the point of recovery that I'd got to previously, I was so, and especially with playing my guitar, once I could play my guitar, I didn't want to injure my arm again to think of not being able to play my guitar again. So I then started editing everything that I did on a daily basis to the point where, and I know that I still even do it now, where picking up things, I won't pick something up with a straight arm because I remember about my tendon not being able to do that and damaging it. So I always walk up to something a little bit closer so that I can always pick it up with a bent arm, because it must put less pressure on the tendon. So it means that for the best part of 2 years, my arm hasn't really been lifting anything with a straight arm, which means my joint is really weak. And she did say that, yeah, the amount of force that I can generate with my wrist and in different directions from my elbow is, very low, but it's just because it hasn't been used. So I've got to spend the next 4 weeks building up the strength of not only my wrist flexors, but my bicep, my arm, the whole joint. And then she said maybe after 4 weeks I might be able to get into a little bit of very light resistance training, which is what I used to do before, which would be a massive result. If I can get back to kind of building the muscle again, and the muscles of my arms again, and my overall body get back to working out, that would be great. But I did say about how when I did first damage it, I was then working out and doing chin-ups and pull-ups and all that kind of stuff. And she said, yeah, you're not going to be doing chin-ups and pull-ups for maybe 4 to 6 months, because that's just way too much stress to put on a tendon. So yeah, it's going to be starting with very light weights, but I don't mind that at all. And it's good to have seen somebody and for them to, now be in the loop. And we're going to try this for 4 weeks, strengthening the joint. And then if it works out okay, then I can move into very light resistance training. But if I start having problems, then I'll go back for another, consultation. But at least she now knows my situation. She's kind of done an examination and knows what my arm can do and what it can't do. But certainly it's going to have to be trying to unlearn the arm of actually lifting something up with a straight arm, because it's like I've learned to not do that movement because I've been so worried about my arm, or the tendon of my arm. So yeah, I've just got to kind of build it up, get confidence in it again, and trust that it can now take weight, or at least a little bit of weight. Step by step is the process. But thank you for that, Rebecca. And Donna Leah has donated £15 as well. Thank you for that, Donna Lee. And the message is for your having to play Whack-A-Troll today. So thank you for that. And I think this is, I'm not sure whether it's a game we had here in the UK, but I have seen it. And I've seen people hitting them. It's like things that pop up and then you have to hit them on the head. I think maybe we had them here at like not festivals, but like fairground things where you'd get a fairground that would set up near you, and it would go from town to town, and they're those kinds of games where you had to hit the heads, and also you had a hammer and you'd have to hit, like a strength test, hit the thing, and then the bell rings, and then you get a prize if you can do that. And then throwing things as well, like darts and trying to hit targets, and guns, the water guns. Or hopefully fairgrounds are things that happen over in the USA in different countries, so you know what I'm talking about. But maybe similar to circus, but I think a circus is where you go to see like clowns and like the high wire. I think the fairground thing is a slightly different thing maybe. But I used to go to the Carter's Steam Fair, that's what it was called when I was a kid, and yeah, that was good fun because you got candy floss and all that kind of stuff, and they had little rides that they set up. But now that I'm a bit older, I think maybe I would go to more of a theme park than going on a ride that somebody set up and put together with just like a screwdriver and a spanner, just tightening the bolts and then getting people to ride on them. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go to it as much now. Anyway, Karen has donated £3.65. Thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, here's a quote from Unknown for Hair Talk. You can't control everything. Your hair was put on your head to remind you of that. I hope that put a smile on your face as you've done for me many times. Thanks for all you do. Cheers, Karen. So yeah, thank you for that quote. You can't control everything. Your hair was put on your head to remind you of that. So it is true. I have said in the past how maybe getting a wig made that looked exactly like this, maybe a shorter fringe, ever so slightly, could be the way forward, because then literally put it on and then your hair, and it would stay how you want your hair. At the moment my hair it's not a centre parting, which I prefer, but it has gone from one side kind of over. I don't know why. Sometimes it trespasses over the other side of my head. It's like there's been a wind that's blown and it kind of all goes over one side. In this case, it's all gone over that side. But it's probably better than a centre parting, so I shouldn't complain. Because I should probably quit while I'm ahead. So thank you for that, Karen. And I think we are now up to date with the PayPal donations. So thank you for that. And wow, we are close to our target tonight of 325. We're looking for 322. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up now, if you could do, that would be much appreciated. We're going to be trying to get to that Phil Jam total. And yeah, only a few more likes. So looking for 3 people in the live chat room. We'll keep an eye on it because it is 10 to midnight here in the UK. So let's end the poll and see which cover video came out on top for tonight's cover video. Obviously, which cover video came out on top for tonight's cover video? It is The Boys Are Back in Town with 61% of the vote. So thank you guys for voting. It started out in the lead and it kept the lead throughout the whole live stream thus far. So we will jump into this. Obviously it's my version of it, and I can see some comments going through saying goal. So it looks like we have made it, and it now says on my screen 328 likes. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. As I always say, you guys in the catch-up crew, you can hit your thumbs up as well. That would be great. But let's jump into my version of The Boys Are Back in Town. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock!
steaming. That time over at Johnny's place, where this chick got up and she slapped Johnny's face. Man, we just fell about the place. That chick don't wanna know, forget her. The boys are back in town. 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 Boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. Spread the word around. Guess who's back in town? Just spread the word around. Friday night they'll be dressed to kill. Down at Dino's bar and grill. The drink will flow and the blood will spill. If the boys wanna fight, you better let 'em. That jukebox in the corner blasting out my favorite song. The nights are getting warmer, it won't be long. Won't be long till summer comes. Now that the boys are here again. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. I said, boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. Boys are back in town again. Been hanging down at Dino's. Boys are back in town again.
And there we have it, a sudden ending as I jump in. That was my version of The Boys Are Back in Town. Thin Lizzy classic, of course. But yeah, the reason that I jumped into that was because I think I say something at the end of the video, and we are at almost 5 to midnight here, so I have to keep organized with everything because we've got to get into the picture corner, and then we have the Phil Jam that we're going to be jumping into, and I think it's from memory from last week, I think it was quite a long one, so I'm gonna have to check the amount of time that the Phil Jam's going to take. But we will be jumping into, and I can see that we've gone dark again, but when I say gone dark, the contrast has changed with the camera. Doesn't matter, we will keep things online, on track, and jump into picture corner for tonight. There are quite a lot of pictures that we're going to be taking a look at, and I'll make sure that I don't forget any of them tonight. But let's jump in there and see if this works, and I'll see you guys in there in a second. Rock. Okay, and now the backing music is a little bit different to Thin Lizzy, but it serves the purpose. First of all, we're going to be jumping into looking at Paul, who has uploaded this picture of obviously the Wings of Pegasus t-shirt, but the Wings of Pegasus mug, the new mug, and the older mug, which has been edited ever so slightly to say jollily spike the likes. So thank you for that, Paul, for uploading it. And I think I was supposed to show that one and this one on the last live stream, but I forgot to. So here is Vince just about to lay down some sweet bass lines in the Wings of Pegasus t-shirt as well. So thank you for that, Vince. We have Suzanne, who's uploaded this picture of what looks like breakfast, and we have the Wings of Pegasus mugs there. We've got the older one on the left hand side, and there we have it, and then the new one on the right hand side, and we know it's the new one because of what it says on it. So thank you for uploading that one, Suzanne. And next we have Selena, who again has got her hands on the new Wings of Pegasus mug, and it's the Phil Toon mug. If you guys want to get your hands on a Phil Toon mug, then you can do. Just go to the spring.com store, and there's a link in the description below to take you through there. You might actually have the items underneath this video that you can click on, but if you haven't got the items, then you can click on the link in the description, and yeah, you'll be able to see the t-shirts, the mugs, the hats, the hoodies, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, then take a picture of yourself. If you have any of the merch, you can upload it to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and then Laura links me to them. But thank you for this, Selena, for uploading this picture. And next we have Rocker Girl, as you guys know her as, but Jen. Rocker Girl in the live chat room with the Phil Toon mug. So thank you for uploading that one. Next we have Ginny with her Phil Toon mug as well. So thank you for uploading that one, Ginny. And we have a second one from Ginny, and this is the older style Wings of Pegasus mug. But not only that, 2 Wings of Pegasus glasses with the what did I call it? The older design, legacy design. That's what they call things nowadays that aren't being made anymore. Legacy. The legacy logo on the right hand side, and then the newer logo on the left hand side. So thank you for that, Ginny. And the final picture for tonight's Picture Corner has been sent in by Karen. So thank you for this, Karen. And I'm going to have to make this bigger on my screen so that I can read it. It says, the checks of Phil's live stream. Hair talk, check. Food talk, check. Maths talk, check. Spike the likes, check, check, and check. And there we have it. It says above my head as well. And there's Chipper on my shoulder on the first picture, just checking out what I'm doing on the fretboard. So thank you for that, Karen, and yeah, for kind of piecing that all together. It's probably a very complicated process to put those hats on my head, but thank you for that. And with Karen's picture, that now concludes Picture Corner for tonight. Arguably, maybe a record-breaking Picture Corner. Is that the most pictures we've looked at in one live stream? It may well be. So, thank you for that. And, that was almost perfect timing. If I'd clicked the button at the right time, that's how long Picture Corner lasts for. Because I recorded playing the guitar myself, it means that that's how long I played for, and then I just stopped. So, I don't know how long that went on for, maybe a few minutes. It is definitely the longest Picture Corner we've had, because it's never gone as far as to then run out of me playing the guitar. So there you go. Thank you guys for uploading your pictures to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. Right, we are, I think, almost up to date with everything, and it is midnight now. There's been another donation in the super chat window, and this has come through from Maureen. So thank you for that, and it's for $10, and it's the guy jumping up and down saying #1 fan. So thank you for that. And underneath that we have Solo Rogue, who has donated $9.99 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is, can you play a Chapman stick? Awesome instrument. So thank you for that. And was it in the last live stream where we said Superman and Superman? So yeah, the Chapman stick. I haven't played a Chapman stick, I think, or Chapman stick. I think this is something that was maybe asked before, and yeah, I just have never had one and never played one, and I think it's more to do with kind of tapping onto the fretboard, and I've always kind of used a pick, and I do tap on the fretboard when I'm playing sometimes, with particular runs, but it's never tapping on full chords, even though that's something that I kind of experimented with. But I think lots of guitarists just into what they're into. And when I started to kind of hammer on, 3 strings at a time and play chords, it was actually something that another guitar teacher at the shop that I worked at, he was really into all that. So I kind of looked into it a little bit, but I don't know, just the sound didn't really do much for me. I wasn't really into playing chords kind of with both hands. I just liked the hard rock 80s sound, and that's what I was into. So that's pretty much what I followed up with, kind of blues playing as well, and coming from Jimi Hendrix and Gary Moore and that kind of vibe to the playing. That's just always what I was into, and you never really got any tapping with Jimi Hendrix or Gary Moore. And I know that obviously Eddie Van Halen did a lot of tapping, but he still wasn't approaching it fully from that tapping perspective of totally now doing away with the pick and just tapping a whole composition. He was still playing rhythm between, and then actually incorporating the tapping with rhythm play and alternate picking and all that kind of stuff. So it's that blending of techniques. So that's kind of more what I got into. But anyway, thank you for that, Solo Rogue. Right, we will now be jumping into the Phil Jam for tonight. And to get this organized, I need to come over here. Remember what it was, number 23. So number 23, oh yeah, it's like just over 11 minutes in length. So we will click on this one. And now, as for what I might try and do is start playing. I don't know whether we'll play along with this backing track for the whole time, but I'll attempt to start playing along and then engage the wah-wah, maybe however far we get into it, just for a bit of a change, as it was voted for last time to use it, but it means that I probably have to stand up to get the weight forward to actually turn it on. So let me grab the guitar, and it's the Fender Strat we're going for tonight, and I don't know whether this is going to be fine. Actually, I have to plug my guitar in. That's going to be part of it. Okay, we are now live, I do believe. And yeah, hopefully you guys can hear that. Right, let's jump into this, and we'll have to see how I get on, but what happens. And by the way, this is a Funky Groove guitar backing track jam in A. And it's Elevated Jam Tracks, so a channel that we know well and have had tracks from before. So if you guys want to play along yourselves or just jam along to this backing track, that's what it is, from Elevated Jam Tracks. So let's have a go at this. Okay, right, so yeah, let me know if you can hear this, and oh, chair up. Chair is now up. So I'll cross my legs as well, so you can maybe see things. Okay, I'm going to try and get some wah-wah going. I need to get some weight. I haven't got a lot of weight, that's my problem. Okay, we're on. Okay, I might try and... Hang on. I might turn off the wah-wah now if I can. Okay. See how long we've got left. Okay, so still like 3 minutes, so still quite long to go. Should we keep on going or not? Let's just wait to see. Some people, I'm just waiting for people to say, no, shut up! Okay, right, my strings are going a bit out of tune because all of the funky bending that I'm doing, but we'll keep on going. Okay, let's go for a little bit of wah wah. Alright, we must be getting to the ending. Oh, it's one of those ones that suddenly finishes. So, there we have it. That was the fill jam for tonight, and we made it all the way through to the full 11 minutes. So, thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and allowing a fill jam to happen tonight. Number 23 in the list. Yeah, that was a good one. Had a few changes there. I mean, it's quite a long fill jam, but we kind of just about managed to get away with it. So, as always, we're going to be live streaming it again on Tuesday. We're going to be having another analysis video coming your way tomorrow night. And I think we are up to date with everything. So it is 17 minutes past midnight here in the UK. So we are finishing a little bit later than normal, but it's absolutely fine, just a few minutes. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And yeah, if any of you are watching the tennis, I might try and catch a little bit of that tomorrow. I'll probably try and do a little bit of preparation tonight after tonight's live stream for the analysis video tomorrow, so I can catch a little bit of the tennis. But I'll see you guys tomorrow night with the analysis video. I'll be back live on Tuesday night, so if you guys can join me then, again, same time, same place. It's going to be 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and if you can join me then, that would be great. So as I always say, try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. So take care. Hopefully it won't get too hot where you are, because I know that it's really hot over in the USA. So yeah, as I say, stay safe, keep hydrated, keep out of the sun, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. And then on Tuesday, that's where I'll be again, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Catch you guys then. Rock!